Report design is one of the core skills needed for every data analyst. So you need to make sure you design a report and make it behave more like a web application rather than just a bunch of charts with less interactivity on the Power BI reports canvas. So welcome back to the channel and welcome to Excel Island, where the goal and objective is to learn and master the Microsoft Power BI tool over the next 100 days. And today is day 61. We are going to continue from where we stopped on day 60. We're actually on the course called Report Design in Power BI, where the goal is to learn and understand how to build a web-like uh, application, a web-like reports. Make your report be more like an application, a web application, rather don't just more than just a bunch of charts. You get what I'm trying to say now? So that's the goal of this Power BI friendly, highly interactive web-like application report in Power BI. But before we start with this new chapter today, we actually have one more challenge to complete from the previous chapter on day 60. So I'll just go straight to that part from day 60 and complete it. Then we'll move on to the next chapter today. So all data set exercise files, Power BI files that we'll be needing, I will continue to be using for the next couple of 100 days is already linked under the YouTube description. Do make sure to download those files and practice along with me. So without further ado, let's get back to learning. And welcome to day 61. So also do well to support the channel by giving the video a thumbs up. This live stream is a thumbs up, or the video whenever you come across it, a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button and put on the notification bell so we can go on this channel and learn as well on the channel. The goal is continuous learning, never stop learning. That is the goal of the core objective of this channel. We continue to learn the latest technology, the latest updates out there. So I have my Power BI reports launched there already. This was where we stopped from the CC. We actually created a button-like feature where you can easily just click to hide this visual here, and you can click Control click to show it, make it make your reports more interactive, like a web application. That is the goal. And so if you notice, we actually have three charts here, three different charts overlaying one another. Let me just drag it. I can easily drag it. Okay. Can see three different charts here. There is the last chart. You can see there's another chart behind. So we actually created a button. So we created the button above. So if you click on the button, the goal is to make sure that when you click on the button, the chart pops up. Either it is below or above the each of whichever button you clicked on, the chart. So that was the whole idea behind this button. So if I go back here real quick, if I just go to report design and continue from where we stopped on day 60, we just go straight to it. I would have loved to show you the number of courses we completed from the previous slides as I always do, but we just have to continue get up from where we stop from day 60. So within the contest from day 60, so I'll just skip. It says create a cluster bar chart. So we did this. We had three blank buttons. So this was where we stopped on day 60. We added three blank buttons and we named each buttons accordingly. So we name each button in the selection pane. We also went to the selection pane. This is the selection pane. So this is where I am now. So I'll just select this button. You can see it here in the selection pane. So to bring forward the selection pane, you go to the view tab and click on selection pane here. Then it pops up. You can see all the buttons, or I would say all the charts or objects that you've actually inserted into the Power BI canvas. They will be listed here. So you can actually name them for easy identification to make when you want to work more advanced in Power BI, when you name your visual, the selection that you have or the objects you have on your report canvas, it makes it easier for you to build some cool visual. So I click on this expenditure over time. This is the button. I just have to rename it for easy identification. So we name each button in the selection pane, setting the names to button, expense type, button font. I just reproduce the expense type. So the first one is let me look at it very well. Button time based on the button text. Okay. So the first one is expense nature over time, and expense button font. That is the expenditure by font, and the last one is expenditure by expense types. So what I'll just do, I'll just name this button, just rename it to button, then expenditure. I'll just use ESP over time, just to make it easier to identify. Over time, that's easy. The next button is expenditure by font. That will be ESP fonts, just something simple. Then the last one is expenditure ESP by types. That will just be easy to do. ESP types. So we've actually named each button for easy identification and selection. So I'll just go to the next instruction. So add 3 lines, one below each button, but still above the chart. The length of each line should be the same as the width of its relevant button. Increase the border width for the line to 2 or 2 points. So it says add 3 lines, so one below each button. Below each button, oh, that be kind of tricky. Okay, below each button, there could still be inside the charts. Okay, I could just add 3 lines below each button and for it to be under the chart. I'll just go to the insert tab, buttons. So you could just do lines, right arrow, left arrow. Let me drop in right arrow first. Let me see if I can move it. There's no way to move the arrow to turn it upside down. So I'll just remove it. So I've removed it. So let me read the instruction again. One below each button, but still above the chart. The length of each line should be the same as the width of its relevant button. Increase. Okay. So that they didn't specify how the line should be. So this is a line. Oh, this is a line here. Okay, I'll just click on line here. This is better. Okay, the line here is better. So we want the line to be, let me just create more space here for this. Okay, so when I'm selecting each chart, the line will just indicate that I'm actually selecting that chart. That's interesting. Then the point of the line, I could just go to the format tab, the line size. It says increase the border width of the line. So the border width of the line, let's say, this is the border here. The border width should be like 2 points. I'll just make my 3 points to make it more visible. I'll just change the color to black. I think this is better. This is just like formatting, knowing how to format. So this is better. So I'll just do, I'll just copy the line. So let me just copy, Ctrl C, Ctrl V. I'll just copy the line and place it under another line. Oh, so I've copied the line. Just place it under each of my. I'll just make this one wider. So I could just call this line 1. So I'll prefer the line to be, let me just name this line 1. Then this would be line 2. And the last one will be line 3. What I would love to do personally is to make sure the line is below. So I'll make the line to be, which one is line 1? So this is my line 1. I could just bring down, send back, send back, send back, send back. So the line would be below each button for easy identification. You can see this is line 1 and this is the button. So this is line 2. It should be below explained by font. I'll just bring it down. So this is finally line 3 below here. So each line is under each button, which is quite interesting and easy for identification. Okay. Okay. Okay, so I need to calm down and focus on the task now. It says add 3 bookmarks: time showing, font showing, and expense time showing. So the first one will be time showing. This is the first one is time showing, font showing, and expense time showing. So these are the 3 bookmarks I need to add. So it's like each time I'm selecting each of these charts, the visual will be showing. If I hide this expenditure by expenses, hidden, this is the next expenditure versus budgets, hidden, and this is the third one here, budget versus actual, hidden. Can you see? So let me just hide those back. Okay. So now this is the tricky part. So I just need to calm down so we can understand how to create this visual for it to show by default. Just a minute there. Okay, we are on track. So the first instruction says add 3 bookmarks: time showing, font showing, and expense time showing. For each bookmark, have the appropriate charts which already exists and is visible in the selection pane, and the time under this and the what's this? Let me just load this page. Or I could just move it away so I can see that pretty well. Okay. So okay, which already exists and is visible in the selection pane, and the line under the selected button visible, but make sure that the other lines and charts are not visible. Be sure to update selected visual as we want these bookmarks to operate independently of departments. Oh, okay. Okay, now we need to add, let me just follow the instruction pretty well. time showing, fund showing, and expense time showing. The first one is time showing by the first bookmark. So to add bookmarks, all I need to do is just go to the view, click on okay, just a minute there. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is just go to the view tab and click on bookmarks here. The bookmark is going to pop up. So for each bookmark, I need to do one bookmark, which should be showing time showing. So this bookmark should be telling me time showing. Let's create a bookmark for time showing. Let's call it time showing. Time showing. Then the next bookmark is going to be font showing. I'm going to add another bookmark called font showing. Then the last one is going to be uh expense type showing. Let's add one more bookmark. Expense type showing. So we have our three bookmarks first. So we need to update the visual for each bookmark. So now the instruction now says for each bookmark, have the appropriate charts which already exists and is visible in the selection pane, and the line under the selected button visible. Okay. For each bookmark, have the appropriate which already exists. So for this bookmark called time showing now, so what we want to be showing is this visual. Where is the visual called but expenses expenditure over time? Where is that? Where is that visual? Expenditure expenditure by expense type. So I want this to be hidden. This should be hidden. Expenditure over time should be visible. This expenditures versus budget over time should be visible. But I want this expenditure by funds, which is the second one here, to be hidden. So I want this to be visible. So this will be visible. So whenever I select this visual here, this should be visible. So that's for that. So it says for each bookmark, have the appropriate chart which already exists and is visible in the selection pane, and the line under the selected button visible, but make sure the other lines and charts and also so it's quite straightforward. So for this, what is that time showing? For this time showing, I need to update the visual though. So time showing, this would be hidden. Hold up. So if I'm setting this time showing, the line here will be hidden. The line 2 here will be hidden. I'm showing time showing, So what I need to do is just select time showing, then go to my line, control, hit the line, hit this line. Then the next one is expenditure by expenses should be hidden also. In this line, the expenditure versus I'm trying to separate each No, this should be showing is the by font that's supposed to be hidden. So I need to control select this, select visual and update visual. So that should be fine there. If you give it a try, so now next one is font showing. Font showing. So this is by fonts. So by fonts, I want this charts, this line one to be hidden. This line one to be hidden. Then this expenditure by expense type will be there. But this line 3 should be hidden also. I'll select this line 3. Then the final one is the charts. The chart I want is font showing. I think this should be hidden. So this is the actual font that they want to be showing. Expenditure versus budget over time. I'm missing this visual. By font, it's expenditure by expense type, which is this one here. Right, expenditure by expense type. This is it here. This should be hidden. So this is the chart we want to be showing. Budget versus actual should also be hidden. By font should be showing. Then the last one is this by overtime should be hidden. I'll select this. Then I'll select this also. So we have the charts we want selected. This should be hidden. Where is the last chart here? So this chart, expense type should be hidden also. Then I could go to font showing and say selected visual. Then it should update the visual. So now for the last one is this expense type here. So the expense type, this is the last one here. So I think the expense type is this. So this should be selected, but it should be showing. The line 1 should be hidden. Line 2 should be hidden. So I'll select this charts, this line. Then the final one is expense, expenditure by expense type, which is the one here selected. Then expenditure, it should be hidden. Then the final one, this should be hidden. I'm just going to expense type showing, selected visual, then update this. So whenever I click, oh, hold up, something is wrong somewhere. If I click on time showing, font showing, expense time showing, this is showing, oh, time showing, I've missed a step. Time showing my time. So I've hidden the time. If I click on font showing, you can see my font is showing, expense time showing, but my button is not showing. What's wrong with my buttons? The lines under it should be showing also. So I think I've missed a step here. So I just need to go back and update this to budget versus actual. This should be showing. Remember I select that mark. So that was my mistake there. So time showing. Okay. I'm supposed to be seeing what I selected there when I click on time showing. I've not updated it. So time showing. And the line under it should be showing also. Then line 1 should be showing also. So I think it's supposed to be as simple as this. While the other chart is hidden, while the other lines are hidden, you can see hidden, 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 and hidden. If I update my selected visual, then updates. Now this should be working fine by now. Font showing. Let me click time showing again. You can see now the line is showing. So for my font showing, I'm missing a step. Font showing, the line is supposed to be showing. Expense type showing. You can see only the chart is showing. Font showing, only the font by font is showing. Then time showing. Oh, my time showing is not showing. So my time showing is missing a step also. Over time. If I This is actually the overtime. Oh, bad step. This is the one I'm supposed to be showing for that. This is what I'm supposed to be showing for that. I just select this again. Select this. Select this. My line is supposed to be showing. My line 1. My line is supposed to be hidden. Line 3, hidden also. And I could just, for time showing, selected visual, update it to selected visual, then updates. Now let's test it. If I click on font showing, time showing, you can see expenditure over time. Font showing is missing a line. So I'll just go back. The font showing is supposed to be line 2, supposed to be showing. Line 3 is not supposed to be showing. Line 2 is supposed to be showing. I'll select it. Then the expenditure by expenses not supposed to be showing. Then finally, the expenditure budget over time. Then this by font is supposed to be showing. So I'll just go to font showing, update it to selected visual, then updates that. Easy peasy. So if I click on time showing, it's changed to the charts. If I click on font showing, it changed to the chart. Oh, why? What's wrong? My line 1 is not supposed to be showing for this. So steps like that. Line 3, line 1, you're not supposed to be showing. Then line 1. So you just keep trying expenditure by expenses, which is this one here. Then expenditure by budget over time, expenditure by funds. So that is funds showing, selected visual. Just have to update it. Now let's give it a shot one more time. Time showing correctly, font showing. Oh, come on. What's the problem? It's supposed to be showing. Why am I missing a step? Just like that. Line 2 is supposed to be showing. Then show this visual for line 2. Then the budget over time line. Then this expenditure by expenses chart is supposed to be hidden. This expenditure by budgets over time hidden, but this is supposed to be showing. Then I have to do just updates. Let's see now. Okay. Now better now. So I've seen my mistake. You can see the chart pops up. Voila. So that's how you make the chart interactive like that. So all I have to do is just go to the bookmark section. I think next instruction is to add actions for each buttons. Each button action should allow a report user to navigate to the appropriate bookmark for that button. So I'll just go back here to each button. To each button, select each button, click on formats. So then I'll add an action for each button. So the action would be put on the action. If I select it button manually, let me select it button. If I select font showing for it button, okay, the action will be there. Let the bookmark for it button. Okay, now let me now do it correctly. So time showing, the button is showing under it. If I click on action, it's going to be a bookmark. Then the bookmark is going to be time showing, which is the first one here. Time showing. What's that? The font showing action. Ooh, font showing. No, I don't want that for the font showing action. Font showing. Then select the font showing bookmark. I just have to select that font showing action. Then put on the action for it. Bookmark. Font showing. Interesting. Then the final one, expenditure by type. I click on the expenditure part. Then the action is going to be a bookmark. Then the final one, expense type showing. Interesting. Now let's see it in action. Hopefully it works. It's going to ask me to control and click. Voila. Then control and click. Voila. Then control and click. Voila. So I think our buttons are working pretty well there. So that's how tricky it can be. So if you control and click, each chart is going to show up. Then the final answer, which expenditure type are the highest budgeted amount? Which expenditure type are the highest budgeted amounts? The expenditure by budget. It says which expenditure type are the highest budgeted amount? Expenditure type. How do we know that? How do we know that? Let's figure out how we can figure that out. It said which expenditure type are the highest budgeted amount? Expenditure type. You have a chart called expenditure types. Okay, this is here. Budgeted amounts. With budgeted amounts, this is it here. So that should be orders. That should be the order expenditure type. The orders expenditure type. Oh, that's wrong. How come? The actual amount is this. The budgeted amount is this. Expenditure by, let's go for expenditure by funds. Hmm. We say the general fund. No. In the expenditure over time. Expenditure. This is not expenditures versus budget over time. No, no, no. This is budget versus actual by funds. Expenditure by funds. So we say the general funds. These are funds, not expenditure type. Not expenditure. So these are funds. These are not expenditure types. So these are the expenditure. So from the expenditure type that we have here, we have transfer out. Okay. Expenditure by expense types. It says which expenditure type. Mm, wow. How do you figure that out? These are expense types. How do you figure that out? Okay, let's take a hint. Use selection pin to show and hide visual element. After creating a book name in the selection pin and cause the bookmark to modify only those visuals. After selecting the relevant visual elements for the bookmark, we know that you only need to select 6 visual elements in the selection pin, 3 lines and 3 charts. This is not showing us the answer that we want. This is not helpful at all. So which expenditure type? How do you figure out the type? Oh, come on. Expenditure type. Looking at my charts, we have expenditures by expense type. So the expense type is either budgeted amounts or actual amounts. And the expenditures here are transfer out, salary and benefit, orders. Is quite interesting. Okay, see. Let's see. I'm trying to. This is the highest expenditure type here. Now it's asking expenditure by. Oh, my battery is low. Let me just quickly plug my laptop here. Just for a few seconds. So let's see the expenditure type here. Real quick. So paying close attention to the charts. Funds expenditure by expense types. Okay, now what we can do is just go to the table view and look at the expenditure table real quick. If you look at the expenditure type, you have a column called expenditure type here. No way. Fund name, fund code, fund name, expenditure line items. So we have expenditure type here. We have orders, we have budget services, capital outlay, debt, orders, salary. So we are actually correct looking at the expenditure type here. It's quite interesting. This expenditure class code, expenditure category. Then we have different one over there. So the answer is order. So I'm pretty sure the answer is order expenditure. Oh, probably because I was typing orders. Look at my silly mistake. I was typing orders instead of order. Wow, that was a silly mistake there. See the silly way I'm confusing myself, and I was right all too. Okay, let's see. So it's definitely the order. I was typing orders in my solution there. You're working. So, ooh. So looking at the solution here, so definitely the answer is order. That is the expenditure type. That's because I was typing orders. That's how I was getting those little errors there. But the answer is not correct. So let me just reload this page real quick. So we nailed it. So that is a cool feature to use in your Power BI reports, creating buttons to navigate between different charts in your visual and make your reports more interactive. So people can just click to and play around. So you can also drill down. So we did a tooltip here, using this technique here to create a tooltip for this visual here. That's how these visuals are popping up here. You can see. So you're getting more information about this department, the quarterly expenditures for the departments. So I think that's all we have to do for today. So we'll probably just end the live stream here and continue from chapter 2 on day 62. Let's wait for this to finish. I'm having quite a challenge with my network provider. So I have no choice than to manage with what I have right now. But this is super simple, easy Power BI report here that we just built. So let's lock in the answer for the last. Also, don't forget to support the channel by giving this live stream a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and put on the notification bell so you know whenever I go live or drop a new content on the channel. And I'll definitely see you on day 62 as we continue with the chapter 2, which is customizing the view. So in this chapter 2, we'll definitely be learning quite a lot. Change your team, change the team, where to go for inspiration, and how you can make your own custom teams in Power BI. That'll be quite interesting to do, because there are quite a lot of features that you can play with within the Power BI interface. Okay, so we've done all that. So, so that will be the end of the live stream. Fuck you. Truth just went there. Stop. Man, it's not fair at all.